We are blessing the rains down here in Africa as drivers are preparing or are doing their qualifying lap and then have a 1 hour race here at Kyalami. I am Taylor. With me on the desk, Bailey, Kish, Aiden, Grover. Bailey, how you gonna do tonight?
Pretty good. We'll see.
Let's see.
Yes, we will see.
Aiden, how about yourself? I know you're pretty excited about this track.
All eyes on Cheetah.
Essentially.
Oh.
If you were here about, I want to say a week ago, we did multi-class mayhem here at South Africa. Cheetah was one of the main taker downs, if you may. So as we wait for our picture-in-picture to be ready, Bailey, do you want to just run us through a quick track map?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just a little background about Kyalami, located in Midrand, South Africa. Track's 4.5 kilometers or 2.8 miles, if you say so here in the USA. Kyalami is a 16-corner track, 8 to the right and 8 to the left, ironically. The way this track starts is you're going to go down the pit straight up to turn 1, which isn't so much a turn, it's more of a kink, which is the name of the corner. Then you're going to go down into a heavy braking zone into turn 2 and Crawthorne. Then you got a quick right-hander in the third. Up to fourth is another kink, the jet ski sweep, and then you're going to go down into a left-hander of the barbecue. Then you're going to tremble all the way down the long straight into Sunset, which is the long turn 6, and then another sharp turn 7 at Clubhouse. Another tiny little straight. You're going to go through 8-9, also known as the S's. Then you're going to have a windy little straight, called a straight, but it's a little windy, down to Cop, down to 11 in the unnamed corner, and then you're going to make your way up to turn 12, which is another kink, not so much a turn, but also known as Mineshaft, up to Crocodiles in 13 and 14. Then the famous corner, Cheetah, number 15, gets everybody, or most people, shall we say. Then you're going to go down into 16 in Ingwe, another sharp left-hander across the start-finish line.
Thank you for that, and I do see that we do have our pip up and running. If I can just get that in my own area, and we will jump over to our race scene. See on the board, new graphics here for the D4, new track map, a little bit of a glitchy mess, but we kind of move with it. You can see now Ken Miller leading your pack of D4 silvers with a 152.4 in this wet day. If you don't know how the qualifying works, D4 will be split up into a 30-minute qualifying. First 15 minutes will be our D4 silvers, second 15 minutes will be our D4 golds. So we should be looking at these D4 golds to be setting a faster time than the D4 silvers, just due to clearing that water off track.
You know, I gotta say, the golds have a significant advantage because the silvers are out here essentially plowing all of the water off of the dry line, and the D3 and the gold walks in and goes, "Hey, we'll take this. We'll run with this."
Could also be a problem though, because they are probably running these heavy wet setups, and if the track's dry, their setups are not going to be correct.
Yeah,
absolutely. The tires could be overpressure and anything with that. Would have spin from McGinnis here in qualifying.
Just doing donuts. Yeah, it is coming down out there, and the real line kind of clearing just yet. There is slight dampness on the line. I wouldn't call it a dry line yet by any means. No, so those tire pressures are definitely still up there for the wet setups, making their cars a lot slower. Obviously a little bit lighter on the throttle, braking a lot earlier. Can't wait to see what our gold drivers bring. They should absolutely smash a 52.4 right out of the water. Sorry, Ken, but it might happen. We are on board. We see EL setting his fastest lap of a 154.3. 2 seconds off the pace, and he's P3. Not the greatest spot to be in.
Miller and Burtis are up by 2 seconds, but those two are split by 0.02 of a second as we speak. So we will see what happens, and Burtis is a 1/10 and a half up currently.
Ooh, a little bit shaky on board with Miller.
Yeah, as I am trying to get our stream in order, I thought I had this set up. Don't look to your left right now. Focus on what's going on. Track EL currently left. Actually going to swap over here to Matt Casey, who is about a second up on his time in P8. Should bump him up a little bit, at least over into the 4th, 3rd range right now.
And while we were in that little intermission there, Burtis had lost his time and gone off track. So he's going to have to try again.
Oh, poor Burtis. Matt Casey crosses the line up to P3, beating out EL 54-2 for you. And no one really touching the time of Ken Miller or Chris Burtis in the silver categories. We see someone off there just...
That's Compton.
Philip Menzies, almost a second and a half up on his time. This will likely drag him out into the P3. Might be hinting at the P2 areas, depending on how much he can make up in this final section of the track, which to me, probably at least driving in the Audi is the hardest part of the track, since there's these long swooping corners and you have to get this braking and the shifting just right, or else you're spinning the car.
Absolutely.
I've yet to touch this track, so I have no help in what the car should and shouldn't do. So,
well, if it's anything like the practice race, we should see the Hondas and the Porsches absolutely dominate in the track, as D1 and D2 practice race top 4 was a Honda, Porsche. They are absolutely blistering around these turns. Philip Menzies absolutely putting the work into the Honda to put this car up in from across the line.
I was gonna say it's a long pause. That's not bad.
Not bad. 2/10
Only
off of
2
P2.
tenths, yeah. Not bad.
That time will improve here, as they do still have about 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes left. So they'll probably get another lap here and then get another one going, as he's kind of breaking even on his time. So we will jump over to Matt Casey, who is 6/10 up on his time, about to cross the line. Should bump him up a few places. P6 off of 53.6. Times are starting to crunch up a little bit more. Track ain't drying out from the looks of it.
It's still coming down pretty hard.
It's not cool by any means either. It is a 27-degree track temp Celsius.
Oh.
So it is.
That is awful.
Yeah, it's pretty warm out there. So humidity. Shout out to all the fans that came out and actually sat in the stands with this downpouring weather. No one has a jacket on. They're all gonna get sick.
It's got pneumonia written all over it.
Chris Burtis set his fastest lap 52.427, 2/1000 off of Ken Miller with his 52.425, and he's already making up time.
He is cooking this lap right now.
7
tenths up.
We're actually going to jump
jinxed
over
it.
to him. No way you did.
I might have.
No, he's still good.
He's still up 5 tenths, but he lost 2 corners since I commented on him.
We'll watch closely with him, so if there's any time to curse him now, now's the time, as he is on camera. Wide and proud here. Still making up that time. If he keeps this gap up, even if he does the same thing as what he did the past few laps, he does get provisional pole here for the silvers, because Ken Miller does not appear to be making up any time on his lap himself.
No, he does not. And ironically, after you have said the Hondas and the McLarens were the best cars around here, there's 2 Ferraris sitting 1-2 in the silver division currently.
We don't talk about it. Silver's built different. They can take any car they want and essentially make it good. I would not be surprised if a Jaguar somehow got on silver pole with the right person.
Oh, it's
Burtis
Burtis!
spins.
Oh no!
Oh, got it in the picture.
He was up almost about 6/10 on his lap, I think. Heartbreaking. That's going to end his qualifying, as we have just over a minute left. So he will start P2 for the silvers. Ken Miller looks to have his P1 for the silvers secured, as no one's really making up a whole lot of time as we are watching Christian Labello.
Yeah, Labella was up 7/10 halfway through this lap, and he just lost it. And I think it was turn 10, maybe, I believe.
As a corner that will make or break you.
Yeah.
Depending on how you take it. If you brake too late, then you're flying off the track. If you brake too early, then you're not taking enough speed through that corner. So we will let him marinate. I believe he might get another lap in if he hustles now, but he's going to be cutting it close. So Nicholas Connor, 7/10 up on his time, rounding out the final turn here, almost a second up now, but not able to hold that speed. And he will cross this line. Just go P6, just one place up for him. P6 for the silver. Not a bad drive, but he does still have one more lap since he finished before the 15-minute mark. Now anyone who crosses the line in silver will be forced to pull off, because that will be their qualifying time. We should see gold starting to come out to the track as silvers finish their laps, so we'll stick with most of the silvers. And speaking of one of the silvers, Santers up on his time. What you got going on in your picture-in-picture, Aiden? I see a car off.
The Lamborghini went off. Let's see how. Oh, looks like just a little bit slidey. Oh, and off track.
It's that wet track. This line still is not drying at all.
Absolutely not.
We might have overestimated to say that the Golds will get a better track. They might just have the same track as Chad. Santers goes faster than his previous times, but will stay P11 with his 54.5. We have any other silvers?
Yeah, we got Myceli down in 20th. He was, I think he improved by almost 6/10.
Half a second, yeah.
He improved, but he is in the 2-minute area, so not enough to get him out of P20.
No. Unfortunate.
Who do we need to watch in the gold division? Lucas, this guy.
Lucas.
The guy who was, what, 40 seconds ahead at Monza?
I believe
Took the
so.
win.
Yeah.
He looks to be...
And then said in the post-race interview, I was kind of bored.
Yep. So pressure's on for him today, but I did hear from a little birdie that he was a second up in his times on the leaderboard. So all the confidence running into this race.
Let's see who can stop him.
Who we have to stop him?
I don't know.
Who's up there in the D4 area? Ben Derry, if he can put it together week one, he was really fast.
Well,
Almost
Passage, the
yellow
point
flag.
leader.
Passage, yes, he's probably one of the main contenders here, as we are on board with Lucas. Watch him do his open lap. This will most likely just be a banker lap. Try to get those tires nice and warm.
Oh, I bet he puts it on pole this lap.
If he does, I'm gonna have some questions.
Oh, I'm
Well,
sorry, Lucas.
He's definitely not
I'm very sorry,
on pole
Lucas.
this lap. If anything, he might have damage, but he's actually just gonna keep trucking.
He is going to riddle me after this.
He's gonna keep trucking.
Oh, man.
So we'll come back in with Lucas when he can get a better time. Then we'll go forward with Josh Butler, who just overtook him. Nice.
Ooh, incident for Rodericks. Looks like just a parking on the track to make some time, possibly.
Could be.
Yeah, it doesn't look like an incident.
Could be seen. Our first goal is crossing line. Given that they didn't invalidate their first lap, which looks like someone might have. And Lucas has gone into the pits. So he is repairing damage. So he will have to go all the way back around. He can mess with tire pressures. Might have some data on that. Maybe not after spinning. We will see. So, Dale, if you have anything to say, what's the corner to watch? I feel like I know what you're gonna say, but what is the corner to keep your eye on for Chaos Carnage?
Popular corner to watch is probably Cheetah, but I am most likely interested in either turn 2 Crawthorn, the first heavy braking zone after the long straight, or turn 10 in LeCoq. Is a tight left-hander, so those are probably the two I'm going to keep an eye out for and might catch a lot of people off.
I think I will agree with you as Lorenzo sets the fastest lap of the session of 52 flat, going faster than Ken Miller by about 4/10
On his first lap.
on his first lap, and he is improving currently. And as I said, that he's not improving anymore.
We should just not talk.
Yeah, we'll just let the camera do all the work here.
Yeah, maybe speaking sign language.
JB Ruzick, about 5/10 up on his time, just starting his next lap. Lorenzo ahead of him, improving as well. And there he putting it P2 with a 52-1.
52-1, wow.
Barely a tenth off of Lorenzo there.
65 thousandths of a second.
Indeed, that's the math guy. Ruzick improving by 8/10 now. Gonna have to dodge Lorenzo here on the inside, as I was speaking so highly of him. He spun it just like Lucas. We are on a roll today, boys.
2 for 2. And Lucas almost spins again.
Oh no. He
Sorry,
said he had the
Lucas.
speed, but he never said he could keep it on track, to be honest.
Exactly.
Sometimes that's what matters, as we see Ruzick. I don't know if he kept it on track to keep it valid, but he definitely put his tires in the grass, lost 4/10 there. 5/10 out of that turn, leading up to the next corner. Heartbreaking, because that was an absolute flyer of a lap that will probably put him up in the top 4 at least. Instead, he will have to settle with a P8 or P9 for a banker lap here. He gets some good speed out of there. It's 4/10 faster than his other time. Goes P7, jumps ahead of Shackerful and Zach Sky and Ryan Passage, your point leader, who happens to be 3/10 up on his time around this fast turn. Normally it's a flat out in the dry, and if you get a dry enough line, you can still take it flat out. You just have to run it really wide. Not a lot of that happening today, as this track continues to keep getting just wet and not drying up at all.
It's good to see we didn't get that 1% chance of the dryness today.
I think our luck has run out with that after the last time we had a wet race. Every single division session was dry.
Hungaroring. Accident for
yes.
green.
Ryan Passage putting your P8 now.
And Zach Sky up. Oh, never mind.
Good job.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're on a roll.
That's 3 in a row. Come on.
Josh Butler up 9/10 on his lap. Coming up to the trickiest part of the course. You can just hear the car lifting off in that fast left-hander. But he is improving by a great margin, as we say that. He is going wide, but still improving.
And you'll never guess who goes P3.
Really?
Lucas Clinceris by one.
That might have been a banker lap.
It might have been.
But it's not far off at all. 52.175, and the next one fast is 52.120. Definitely not far off at all, as Josh Butler is going to put his car P7 with a 52.6.
I'm also going to wait to say something, but Rusick up 7/10 in P9 right now.
I was just about to say something. Does
What a
look like
lap.
he just started his lap.
Oh,
Or just ended his
Lorenzo.
lap. P3. Lorenzo fastest again.
Lorenzo.
51.2. Continues to improve down that straight. Actually, looks like he's just going to pull off.
That's a stonking lap.
That is a stonking lap. That is almost a whole second away from Benderi. Maybe that line's finally starting to dry, and he was just the first one to get on it. Aiden, what do we got going on in your neck of the woods? Who you been focusing on? Who's your star player here?
I've been keeping my eye on Benderi, which he's been playing a little bit with the delta, going positive and negative, but he seems to be holding it together with the 152.120.
Lucas up 6/10. Did I just jinx him. I also see Unda jumping up the P3 with 52.1.
Another great lap.
Well, Lucas
A
is
Mercedes in the podium.
on edge. Yes. But I have a feeling Lucas is about to just straight up knock this one down as he rounds out the final corner, 8/10 up. Can he keep it up? He actually drops 2/10 down, gains another 10, better exit than before, and he will put this car P2, knock Unda right
Wow.
down out of the podium spot. It's 2/10 off of Lorenzo. And there he has a yellow around him, and he will just bring to the pits. Ryan Passage now out on his lap improving. Lucas is also improving on his time already in the first sector. Keep an eye on him on the left side of your screen on that leaderboard. Keep an eye on his gap. We will go with him after Passage finishes if he's still up. Passage not looking like he's going to improve a lot, but probably just enough to catch that silver driver of Menzies to get P8. Ever since the first couple races, Passage seemed to have been in the back seat now. Billy, do you have anything on that, on why it happened? What's going on with him? Maybe it's the car.
It also could be track dependent. He may have liked the first couple of tracks.
It's definitely track dependent as he just absolutely annihilated Cheetah, spun his car off wide.
Yep, the famous cheetah corner that we said we would watch out for.
And it has claimed one victim, and it should claim a ton more in the race. We're on board with Lucas making up 4/10 on his time. Bruzik's doing the same behind him.
And Lorenzo also improving as we speak.
Everyone is improving. This line is finally starting to get drier, I think. Sucks for the Silvers as they will be pushed down a lot. Lucas rounding out the final corner again. 7/10, 6/10 up on time. A stonking lap. Indeed, we'll jump Lorenzo here. Puts it P1 into the 50s with a 50.8.
And Lorenzo is up 3/10 on his time.
Indeed he is, but he is not going to make up enough unless he can get a ton of time here in the last section of the track to beat out Lucas. He is right there. This might be Lorenzo's time to shine finally, or will it all crumble in the race again? He rounds the final corner. 4/10 up on his time. This will be a close
5/10.
one.
Oh, down to 4. My bad.
Did him in again. Not enough to put it. Not enough to put it on pole. 0.008 of a second off. We do still have 3 minutes and 15 seconds left, so we can get in another lap and probably another one on top of that. So don't count him out just yet.
Nope.
Still a lot to go. Is Josh Butler rounding out the final turn, 6/10 up on his time down in P12, proving mighty good out of that final turn. He will stick his car nowhere because he invalidated the lap.
Pog.
So, no one really improving just yet, as I say that. Darren Robichaud. 7/10 up on his time down in P25. We'll bump him up nowhere because he invalidated, or sorry, P21. I saw a Chad get replaced, and I thought they both had the same name.
And Rigatoni is up 6/10.
I was about to say, I was just about to jump on good old Rigatoni.
Oh, as it keeps going.
He is gaining his time. And you jinxed him.
Feel
Congratulations.
bad. I don't know if I feel bad anymore.
Car of Zach Sky is also on a flying lap himself ahead of Rigatoni, so we'll check back in with Rigatoni. They still have the gap. As this the second we pull over to Zach Sky, he loses a good chunk of time. Exit of Cheetah, just getting him, not going to be able to improve that much, if anything, just by a 10th, barely. Yeah, he will just sit there. Rigatoni's still up 6/10 on their time. Coming over to the dreaded Cheetah, or coming out of the dreaded Cheetah. rounding out that final turn. And he will stick this car P15 with a 52.7. Lorenzo looks to have gone off track. Is it bad? Is it damaged? Doesn't look like it, but he's not going to be able to get another lap in, so Lorenzo will not have another shot at pole. Currently, your provisional pole is Lucas, and the only person really in shooting range of him seems to be Josh Butler and Ruzik, who are not improving at all, as we have just over 30 seconds in the session left. But Aoki rounding out the final corner, 3.5 seconds up on his time.
Wow.
Should put him up far past P33 if he didn't invalidate his time. P22, 10 spots gained with a 54 flat.
And Zach Sky. Never mind. I jinxed him again. Zach, I'm so sorry.
No,
I did it to you
not.
twice.
No, you're not.
I'm
Kylo
so
Green
sorry, kid.
coming out around his ending lap here. If he can cross the line fast enough, he will have another one, and it looks like he will have another lap if he chooses to go for it. He puts it P7 with 52.1. These times are starting to crunch up, and there he is off the track. He will take his P5 and run with it. But Unda is making up just a little bit of time, and he's off the track, so he will stay P6 now. Looks like Lucas has this one in the bag. Doesn't seem like anyone's improving. Ruzik finishes, crosses the line. He will stay P3.
Meyer is up almost 1 whole second. He's up 1 whole second off a 154.780. Maybe not enough to put it much higher, but it's like you get P16.
We'll
Hey,
get
an
enough
improvement's
as
an improvement.
Butler taking Cheetah all wrong again, actually banging his rear on the exit of the corner. That's his qualifying session over.
Meyer 1.2 up.
Ryan Passage do anything now, make up all this time that he lost on his previous lap here. He is up 2/10, takes Cheetah nicely, doesn't destroy the car, but it did cost him a bit of time. He's still up a bit, rounding out this final turn. Not enough to put him on provisional pole, might be enough to put him just above
Green with the
green.
spin out.
And he doesn't improve at all, and he will stay P8. So your top 5 will be Lucas, Lorenzo, Ruzik, Butler, and Benderhi, following up with Unda, Green, Passage, Zach Sky, and Ken Miller. And we have a silver in the top 10.
Just barely in the Ferrari. Look at that train of Ferraris.
Barely. And as we are going to be waiting for the drivers to slot up on grid, go around the track, Aiden, do you want to take them through the team standings a while? See what could happen today?
Unfortunately, I don't have the team standings on hand.
I will give it to you real quick. My bad, sorry.
Oh, you're all good. Let's see.
Here you go. Here are your team standings. I completely forgot to give it to you.
Oh, you're all good. For P1, for the D4 team standings, we have Scuderia Skydust with 413 points. In P2, we have the Carolina Reapers at 361 points. Ooh, what a margin. In P3, we have Vape Gods at 335, a close battle. And then P4, we have Ronin Racing with 332. And then for P5, we have Bobo Boys Racing at 296.
Wow.
And your bottom 3 teams, if you could say, Ghost Rider Racing Charlie at 30 points. Oh man, I'm not going to pronounce that. P24 at 37 points. And then in P25, Team McLaren Racing DMV. Ain't nobody like the DMV. Y'all can stay down there. Just kidding.
As we are all a Ghost Rider Racing desk here.
We
Hard
are.
to see our Charlie team down there, but it is only made up of Jack, and we love Jack very much, hoping that he can improve throughout the season and get that team up. So it's just his points. I'm really intrigued on the battle for P2 in team standings and P5 because they're all like extremely close.
Fellas, I've got the flyby ready, even though it's in picture-in-picture.
We'll jump over to the driver's standings if you also want to take this one away, Aiden. It's a little bit smaller.
No worries. Let's see. Oh,
Oh,
my.
yeah.
If you
my
need,
glasses up
if
here.
you need, I can do it as well.
No, I can kind of read. Let's see. In P1, going through your top 5 drivers, in P1 you have Ryan Passage with 313 points. Nice. In P2, Rusty Shackelford at 218. Wow, that is a very large margin between P1 and P2. Ken Miller, you have 208 points. Let's see. Milo Green at 208 points as well.
Wow.
Zach Sky with 205. That's for your top 5 for driver standings. And the final 3, we have Nate Allen with 13 points. Let's see, Roberto Rosa at 13 points, and Gavin Thomas with 0 points. Unfortunately, new driver perhaps.
Maybe. Ryan Passage, despite having not the greatest of races past few years, still holds that lead, so proving he can still finish at least up there to hold his lead by 100 points or so, maybe just under. But he is your leader for gold, your leader for silver, Ken Miller, and Milo Green, as they are tied for the lead for silver. Great battle going on there. Watch those two on track, but not far behind is the guy who said that he got bored at Monza with 199 points in P7 Gold Division. Lucas, he's just chilling there. He wins the
He's
race.
making a sneak attack.
He already has 1 point on the board. So if anything, he's kind of prone to get the full 112 points to get out of this race and make that jump up to Ryan Passage. If he happens to DNF, he will be literally right there.
Yeah, that's actually foreshadowing the script. I don't know why you said that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize we were supposed
Spoilers.
to give away that
Spoilers.
information. We will jump back into the race as we see all the times.
Oh, my apologies. Technical difficulties.
You
Slash, I
are
don't know what I'm doing. Oh no. Oh no. I'm so sorry, folks.
You're okay. We're all fine. We have the main screen here left. You can see we have a bright new graphic here highlighting all the new drivers. You can see they have the pit stop, mandatory pit stop, and we'll have the race gap right there. And you can see we are on formation lap with an hour race left, so everyone has a mandatory pit stop here. They do have to refuel at least 1 liter of fuel, so that average pit stop time, if they are just refueling with 1 liter, is about 26 seconds. So keep an eye on that. I know I will be doing as well. I will also keep an eye on the front part of the grid. If our picture-in-picture could keep an eye on the back part of our grid.
Absolutely.
And I'll watch the middle and let you guys know.
Yes, please. As we see actually 2 teammates of Lucas and Ruzik. I believe they're on the same team, same livery, same car. Line up behind each other. Recipe for disaster, Nico and Lewis situation here? Maybe? Don't miss your braking point for turn 1.
As the drivers are rushing to go too wide, is an absolute mayhem trying to go too wide at the start of the race.
That's
Everybody's trying to catch up.
Usually how it works here, because the back part of the pack gets caught up in a turn while they start going too wide, so they need to gas it. And I do see someone starting from the pits, and that
Yeah, Sarver.
could be from last race incident. Having to start from the pits, wasn't able to qualify. Or just back. And we are green going here as Lucas gets a good start. Lorenzo is able to fend off his place. Laurent.
No, there's
sorry.
Too wide.
There's contact.
There's contact down the stretch. Coming into turn 2,
Oh.
all looks clean so far. Red car diving up the back, able to get through, just clean and fine.
Oh,
We're all clean in the front. How's it going in the back so far?
it is absolute chaos. Unless I've just had some kind of desync, we have at least 15 cars in an accident. Now, this may possibly be server desync, but this surely
Oh.
could be a red flag.
I don't believe we'll get a red flag, but Jack, having the best of rejoins there, actually pains up his car even more. He will have to pit for that. I'm not even sure if he can turn.
P24 through P38 has yellow flag and some kind of damage. This is at minimum, I would say, 25 to 30 seconds of damage.
That is insane. As apparently Jack is your P1 leader currently. Give it up for him. He's at the top of the board. we'll see those positions all kind of phase themselves out by the end of lap 1 as Passage is falling closely behind Benderi. There we go. They have worked themselves out. So Lucas keeps his position. Lorenzo keeps his position. Butler actually gains a position on Ruzic. We have no...
Folks, I have a technical problem. If you want to shut down picture-in-picture real quick, I just got to rejoin the server. Sorry.
Yeah, I had something happened there.
Yeah, some little disconnect.
Yeah.
Let me know when you are back. We will keep coverage going here.
My apologies, folks.
Yeah, I need to rejoin as well.
Gap's kind of fizzling out, but we are close enough to have good racing, have this draft. The spray is something to be marveled at on this track, to say the least.
Absolutely. As well as the curbs. Those curbs are going to be just like ice.
Yeah.
They're just absolutely horrible. We saw in qualifying people taking some of the curb on the last corner, the penultimate corner, and I just don't know how. I don't know how they didn't slip and lose the wheel.
It's one of those curves that you can take it, but you can't gas it on.
Ah, I understand.
We're on board with Ryan Passage. Closely following Bender. He might try something up the inside here. Not going to be able to do it, so he will just slot back in. Try to find a more opportunistic place, as that is an extremely hard turn to overtake.
Ooh, rumor has it the D1 is dry.
Ooh.
Now,
Insane battle down here in P15. Sorry, we have about 4 or 5 cars all stacked up together. Burtis actually going to try to make a dive down on the inside after not so good qualifying. He won't make it go on Rigatoni, so he will just slot right back in. Try to get something later. Roderick's now having to get out of the way. Something happened to him. Unsure. He's actually sliding across the track, just drifting her. Might make collision with someone. Not sure. Doesn't seem to have damaged his car a ton, but he is slow on this track right now, and he's actually causing a big traffic jam with everyone around him.
Ooh. Car number 711 with a drive-through penalty. McGinnis with a drive-through penalty.
Yes, I believe. I don't think we have had a chance to go to the penalties. And I'm going to ask Bailey to grab those while we watch the battle of Franska and Robichard go through. Oh, the first victim claimed by Cheetah. Rigatoni getting off into the right side wall on the exit. You hate to see it. Has some banged up damage. Can't even go into the pits to fix it just yet. They are having a hard time turning. Now, blue flags are already a factor coming into this. Zach Sky having a blue flag waved around in his sector. Not sure who it exactly is. It looks like it's Shackelford. Shackelford's going to go wide, not the blue flag, but will allow Zach Sky to come back here, close this gap. Not going to be able to do anything with it, but he will just kind of slot in, wait for it to go. He's touching a lot of curb, which I don't really agree with.
Yeah, I don't recommend.
Green is sniffing him as well. One wrong move. And spend the end. Aoki might try to go for a dive on Santer around the outside. Not going to be able to do it as well either.
And Kimball went off at turn 5, I believe.
Oh no.
Folks, so sorry about the picture-in-picture issues. I have no idea what's going on. Doing my best to fix it.
Okay, Santer's off the track, almost colliding with Aoki. Caught some of that grass and curb on the exit. Like we were saying, don't want to be there, and that's what can happen to you. Chris Burtis now catching up on Meyer. And we see ahead Menzies on Miller as well. As Green is off and actually gets into this battle of Burtis and Myers, blocking Burtis on the outside. Leaves the door wide open for him. Miller is able to give away the spot on the outside, and there's a clean overtake by Burtis and Cheetah. Very bold, to say the least. And we're now seeing a battle go on for 3 positions. Menzies, Miller, and Unda all here. Menzies on the inside of Miller, not going to be able to outbreak him. Miller's going to be able to just go in and close the door. Menzies going to try to fight it right back, but not going to be able to do so. Falls back, and we'll just slot right back in line. Now Brandon Batt and Santer are now going side by side down the main stretch. The corner that Bailey predicted to get a lot of action is Santer has major damage. That hood might as well be flying up, so Batt is just going to be able to slide past him. Rigatoni's now looking for that place by Santer. All chaos breaking out in the back half of this pack.
So sorry, had to restart my game. Hopefully that will fix it.
Let me know when you are ready. And we are watching Santer on the back. Lots of damage in these back pack of people. So we'll probably see a lot of overlapping there.
I warned the stewards now. I said prepare for 14 plus tickets.
Oh, you will get a ton. I guarantee you get 15 just off that start.
Oh, absolutely. And that was the first lap of the race, the opening lap. Who knows what else could happen in the later stages. Cars leaving the track, which I hope this is something that was covered in driver's briefing, that really you just shouldn't be crossing the line. It doesn't matter what track it is, but it's a personal beef of mine if you cross the line coming out of the pits, especially during the race, and especially during a wet race, because you just can't immediately tap your brakes. You can't just immediately full send on the brakes. It's going to take you a little bit more time to stop and perhaps slide. If the ABS kicks in, walks up your tires, and, well, you essentially just turned a car with ice skates.
Essentially, Lucas setting all purple sectors alight with a 50.8 race pace. We are on board with Shepard, trying to get the draft all Ken Miller. He's actually closing in on him. Well, not gonna happen. Sorry, Philip Menzies closing in on Ken Miller. Excuse me as I try to get used to a new program. So if I call out different names, just bear with me.
Alrighty, picture in picture is back up. Contact data is restarted. We are a-okay.
Right.
Hopefully.
I just need your screen, Chief.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
You are okay. Because we are on board with Menzies, just trying to get up to the back of Miller. Zach Sky's going to fall position here to Burtis on the outside of the long right-hand near turn. He's going to have the outside on the next turn. He's just going to give this spot up to Burtis. Slot right back in. With Ferrari brothers trying to stick it through. This very wet and damp race.
Ooh, moment for Nacho. Going back 15 seconds in a tight 5-way battle. A little bit of tap from the BMW. Closing the door on the NSX, and it looks like he might have just lost traction. Oh, and a tap with the Mercedes and sends them both onto the wall.
That was the Rosa I saw in the background spinning as we were watching Leonardo.
Front end damage for a front motor car. Not ideal.
No, that could cause some power output as Milo Green going down on the inside of Bandera. Can he stick it here? Through the turn, he will have the inside for Cheetah if he can stay side by side. He breaks later than Bandera, but Bandera, he's just going to carry that speed all the way through. Cheetah actually loses a second worth of time between Green and Bandera, and that's what happens if you try to overtake on the inside in Cheetah. You get absolutely overtaken and left dry as now Burtis is on the back of Milo Green. He won't try anything this lap. Hooks his nose out, says, hey, I'm here. I can try if you want, but just going to slot right back in. Go about my merry way.
Now, of course, we remember the big incident in the back of the pack. Going and taking a look at Allen in P37. Check out that splitter damage. Absolutely destroyed.
Is he still not pit yet?
He is not. He is holding on strong. Pit team, get the duct tape ready.
If he can hold it out for the last second, then he can do it as Myers going down on the inside of Sky. It does carry enough speed through it to overtake Sky. Sky not going to do anything, just to fight it back. We'll just slot in for the next turn. Maybe try again back later on. We do have a slow car of Green up ahead. Not sure what happened there as he is slow. Meyer now closing in on him. Sky's going to be losing another position to Roderick in the background. what is happening with Sky. Damage possibly, not sure, but I don't see it on his car.
I can get a little bit of a damage analysis for you. Let's see
I
here.
don't see anything.
And as you had just spoken about Alan with the car damage, he's in the pits currently.
Good
It
move.
was about time.
Yeah.
He had a lot of damage. Oh, our friend Durban Legacy here. Sorry. He's getting overtaken by Santer. Looks like the blue flag issues. Seems like he also got caught up in that wreck, as he has not a lot of damage, but enough to cause some issues. He is right on the back of Santer, trying to get around him. Not able to do so, just trying to put his nose anywhere that he can.
Aoki on the inside. Ooh, not too far back.
Oh, and there's an accident in behind Durban Legacy.
Eel.
Oh, for the Lamborghini.
Yep. He lost it. Just lost the rear end, it looks like.
Yep. Not a hard hit.
High speed. Little tap to the wall.
Not a hard hit. So, might not be terrible as we're watching Leonardo and Sky go side by side through turn 2. Sky is just losing all of these positions. Not sure what's happening. If he's just trying to play the long game here, but it is not working. He is drifting the car around the corner there. Something's wrong with Sky right now.
The 5-way battle continues.
Bird is spun, giving his position up about 3 places.
Replaying the picture-in-picture. Menzies having a moment as well, apparently.
Does it look like he is? He has damage as well on his front end.
Burtis has.
Burtis is doing his own definition of track limits.
Back 15 seconds with Meyer. See what happened here.
And Meyer had a spin as well.
Ooh, Shepard and Nacho with another yellow flag. Possible
it's all
collision.
Guys, we still have 46 minutes left. Calm down.
Yeah,
I'll tell you who needs to calm down. Lucas Clinceris right now, 4.3 second gap.
7 laps.
And already lapping traffic.
Insane.
Yes.
Aoki is all over the back of Green's car, as well as he actually pokes his nose up through here. That's actually going to give him the inside for Cheetah. Not the best move, so he will just slot right back in here, right behind Green. Try to make something happen in the next couple of turns. Turn 2 is the prime example for it. Doesn't think about doing it into the final turn. Green goes wide here. Aoki is going to have a better launch, it looks like. He does have that slipstream draft right down the straight. Stick here. Keep watching it, as he will close the gap ever so slightly. Waiting for the time and moment to stick his nose out. He sticks his nose out now. Can he outbrake Green? Doesn't look like he can, so he will just slot right back in. Green, not getting the cleanest of exits there, but enough to tuck it through and defend the position. As Zach Sky is also losing another position to Chad Robertshaw, and Burtis fighting at the bit, trying to get past him as well.
Boca not yet pitting with the front end damage and just overshoots the penultimate corner.
Aoki and Leonardo having a good battle. Aoki went on the really wet line there, struggled to keep his car under braking. Is able to do it. We'll just thread back in here. It does look like he is faster than Franco? I can't pronounce it. Leonardo. Actually holding a tighter line here. It is faster going up into this hard braking zone blind turn. Not going to do anything with it. We'll just stick behind him. See if he can get it later on in the lap. But he does lose a good bit of time. He's now second back, as Ryan Passage is starting to close in on Butler. Doesn't look like anything will be happening on this lap. So we'll go away and keep an eye on that on my right side, as Aoki is going for the dive on Leonardo. Not going to be able to get it done. Thinks twice, because that will give him the inside for Cheetah. Will slot back in. Not speak today, but he's going for the mega dive on the last turn. Not going to think about it again. Aoki needs to make up his mind on whether he wants to dive or not, because it is just costing him time at this point. Actually closing the gap again. If there's any good time to overtake him, now's the time, and he won't do it. He will slot in. Burtis is going to make an overtake in the background there on Chad. Can he get it done? He's holding the inside. Does he have the speed for the next couple turns? And he does. Position game for Burtis as he's just trying to claw back that terrible qualifying that he did have.
You know, I'm starting to think this might be my drop race, fellas.
Oh no.
I already had my drop race. We see Jack Patch moving out of the way for Ryan Passage, Josh Butler, who are in an intense battle now. Oh, Josh Butler off into the grass, going to give Ryan Passage the run here into Cheetah, and he will be able to overtake Josh, it seems like, and he does. Unfortunate event for Josh, taking too much curb there, and when Cheetah claims another victim in the background, who was that? Sam Harris?
One of the GTRs, yeah, I believe
Sam
so.
Harris.
I got that in the replay for you.
Take a
Dutton
look
is
at
off
that.
as well. Oh, too much curb on exit. Or tried to hit the gas on the curb.
And Passage had passed Butler. So
Yes.
Passage is now up to P3.
Dutton has a good bit of damage on her car. Not enough to, you know, warrant any pits right away.
Yeah.
So you
Oh,
see,
it just picks it up in the pit window.
see Matt Casey, Zach Sky going through here. Casey just going to give Sky the position through Cheetah. Not the greatest place to give the position away, as you can see already a second already made up between Casey and Sky. Kind of insane. when you think
Houlihan a
about it.
moment. Going down towards the S's. Now, this is where I had some concern as well. Because the S's, it's just so much steering input on a wet track. It's just not a great combination.
No, it really isn't. And we're watching Connor Farrell on. I know what the program did that. Sorry, Connor Farrell on Christian Lobello, who getting a tow down the turn one from a blue flag. Santer is there, has to get out of the way at some point. Not sure why he didn't get out of the way now. And actually, open store for Farrell to take this inside in turn two. He does hold it nice and well. Lobello and him side by side, not able to keep up the speed. So Farrell has to slot back in. So we'll need to go back around again. Not enough speed through that turn to keep him ahead. Gonna be chomping at the bit, waiting for a mistake to come through. Aoki is now going on Leonardo down into the turn, very deep. He does stick it, and he will take this position. Burgess is going to try to follow him right through. He does have the inside here with a preferable line. Not going to be able to get it done. Leonardo is just going to slot right back in, not give the spot up to Burgess, but Aoki is now released and off to the races. Sorry for cutting you off, Aiden, but that was
all good.
lot of issues on track. I also see Menzies, who has a lot of issues in that front end. He's actually driving off the track into the pits to get that fixed finally.
Yeah, he had a moment there.
Oh,
All by
quite
himself,
damage.
too.
Oh, no.
Oh, and he taps the pit wall.
Oh. It's
Goes
just
from bad to
adding
worse.
on time.
This pit entry respectfully sucks.
It
You have to crank
is-
that wheel 180 degrees just to get in.
It is very hard. The pit board kind of takes you by surprise when you have to go 50 miles per hour through it.
Oh,
it
we'll
just
do it with a
missed.
moment.
Oh no! P7.
Kevin Unda doing donuts.
Looks
See
as
what
though
happened to
too much
him.
steering input. Hits the gas on the curb, counter steers, and counter steers in the wall off track, dipping the toes in the gravel a little bit. Seems to be holding it together now.
He just got on the wet line.
He did.
Yeah.
Got on the wet line, wasn't able to hold it together. But he does give up that position to Shackerfold. Luckily, that was the only one, so not too much damage lost, but that now is a 5-second gap. Speaking of gaps, Lorenzo DeLucas approaching the 10-second gap, currently at 9.2.
Yeah, that's not a gap. That's an eternity.
We have a battle.
Oh, Bird is with an incident. Almost
No,
a bad
what happened
rejoin.
there?
Oh,
Oh.
sent it too hard right into the BMW of, sorry, Leonardo, you said? Oh,
Not
and
su-
tries to get back on the track.
I'm not sure if that's
Yeah.
too much of a send too hard as a too much of a door closed there, but I can't comment on that as I'm not a steward. I'm just a lonely commentator, boys. So that will probably be discussed in the aftermaths of this race. Zach Sky and Leonardo gonna be able to overtake him into the final corner, but that will give him the run down the turn 2, which is a big straight, long slipstream. Hard to do in the wet though. There's not a lot of traction to get a good exit on that corner, and Leonardo
There's no traction period at this track.
essentially. The track is even hotter than what it was in qualifying. Leonardo is just running wide, too late on the brakes. Zach Sky will run away with that position very easily now here. But yes, it is a even hotter on track than it was in qualifying. 28 degrees Celsius track temp
That's
right
just
now.
wrong. That is
It is
ooh.
hot and humid, to say the least. Oh, blue flag having to go into the grass, it looks like, just to get out of the way of Julian. Not doing the same for Connor, as it looks like they're actually battling side by side. But I'm not seeing a gap, so... Oh, here it is.
Kish, good point. Oh, Roboshard dropping down the order.
Oh, what happened to him? Milo Green is also off the track. Look at that replay on him on what happened. We get Roboshard on that wet line.
Green, I will get that replay as well.
I already have it here. Aoki on Green. Aoki's going to try for the dive up the inside, it looks like. Actually, Green tried to defend too hard, just too late on the brakes, sends it off the turn. At least he gave us a nice view of that livery on the drive-by camera.
True.
Now, while we have a little bit of a break in the rain, one shout out to tonight's big winner.
Oh,
Devin
and Lorenzo goes off and passes, overtakes him for P2.
Ooh.
As a good development.
Sorry for the cutoff.
Nope.
Oh, you're all good.
Why we're here. But go ahead, Aiden.
Sarver up 10 positions. As we remember, he did start from the pit, so he's now currently P15. And tonight's, big winner with the incident, Menzies down 21 positions.
Oof.
Going back in the replay to see what happened here. Too much steering input. And into the
heavy
wall.
damage.
Did he just have that front end repaired?
He did.
Oh, might as well just go back in. Ooh.
Well, pit window is about to be within a minute here. So, see what
Will he
happens.
survive the minute? Ooh, a little bit unstable on the corner exit. This track is brutal, even in the dry.
So we're watching Sarver approach Casey very rapidly. 410's gap, the Target car and the Pepsi car.
Battle of the brands.
Battle of the brands. McLaren v Audi. McLaren should take this every day, but that power of that Audi is keeping him close right behind Casey. Should get him on the front stretch if he can stick this gap here. Might even be able to get him earlier depending on what corner he decides to go for. But it is not doing well in the turns at all, to say the least. And pit window has now opened, so keep an eye out on the left side of your screen for when those ones disappear to see who has pit and who has not. I can already tell you who has pit once. Kyle McGinnis has pit twice. We see Burgess Casey. I couldn't see that one other person going into the pits already.
I will say McGinnis has one pit because he got a drive through at the beginning.
Correct. I believe that was a penalty from last race. If not, that was a false start.
Passage on Lorenzo spin. I think Lorenzo
no.
went into the back of passage.
We will get a replay on that incident real quick.
Picture in
on the
picture.
main screen. Picture in picture now because
Oh,
either dive too hard, little contact. Some of the to review
Oh.
afterwards. Passage getting the spot back from Butler, but it
over with another incident.
could be damage
Going
there.
back. Same with Connor having it. Oh, taking the fast left-hand corner a little bit too fast. Didn't lift for the midway and just center into the gravel. Butler, no. Oh, still trying to get it back on track. Oh, that was a close one.
Passage and Lorenzo have both entered the pits.
Probably to fix whatever damage they have, and just their mandatory pit window. As Shepard is closing in on Bat very heavily, but Shepard has a lot of damage, making it work though in that GTR.
Words you never thought you'd hear.
Kind of. It's a GTR on what is that? Is that a Ferrari? I think that's a Ferrari.
I'd say that's going through traffic, about to run through P21, 20, and potentially P19.
Oh, Meyer off in the grass. What happened to him?
Oh,
Really
let's see if I
close to
can find him.
Rigatoni.
Got that in the replay.
Yep, Meyer is making all the curb possible. Rigatoni trying to fend off here. Meyer.
Looks
catching
like
that
Meyer
inside
just missed his
curb.
turn-in point.
Side by side with Rigatoni up to the heavy blind braking zone. Actually didn't predict where the track was good enough. Ended up going off into the grass. And Meyer will now dive into the pits. Same with Brandon, Bat, Shepard, Sarver. Sarver's actually exiting the pits now. Meyer almost missing his pit box due to the sheer nature of how terrible this pit entrance is.
You know what track I want to see?
Go ahead.
Which I desperately want to see. I desperately want to see Portimao in this game. And I desperately want to see a multi-class event done. Oh,
You shut your face as
That-
Rigatoni's going wide. Farrell's able to take that spot back easily. Rigatoni back on the charge.
Oh man, no chill.
Farrell's actually a blue flag. We'll have to give this position up at some point, but Rigatoni does have damage. We'll just slot right back in there. Is Lucas setting the times alight again from the last time? He has pit already. He now entered the 50.7s.
Yeah, Lucas pit in first and came out in first, if that has anything to go off of.
Yep, which means that he had at least a 26-second gap from him to P2.
Ah,
I
that's right.
believe him and P2 both pit at the same time, so it was mostly the gap from P1 to P3, which I believe was almost 30 seconds.
Yes. It didn't help in the incident that Passage and Butler did have.
Yes.
So I think Passage kind of got the dirty end of that stick as
Window
he's
with an
now sitting
incident in the
P6.
picture-in-picture.
doesn't look like our mandatory pit stops are updating.
They were having that issue last week too.
That is upsetting.
Making me upsetty spaghetti, I'll be honest.
Indeed.
Ooh, Rigatoni with some damage going in the pits.
Sorry about
Now,
that. Not
One
sure.
corner I have noticed in this race that we did not mention about an issue was I've seen a couple cars go off now at turn 12, the mine shaft. The exit of mine shaft going up into the crocodiles seems to be catching a lot of people off just by either going wide or taking too much curb. So that's a corner we missed apparently, not expecting.
I mean, it's not really a corner on our radar as Passage is on Aoki, not having the greatest time as he got knocked back from P2. P6, I believe. He's just trapped there behind Aoki. Aoki is speedy in this car, but Passage can get that slipstream down the turn 2. Do something with it here. He is right on the back coming into the last turn, so stay with him to see what happens down this front stretch.
How's Durbin doing? Let's see. Looks like a pretty clean car.
Car passage, not going to be able to get the move done in Aoki, surprisingly. Maybe just the power of Aoki's car. I believe that is the Honda, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, Aoki is in a Honda. Gotta say, out of the 5 minutes of practice I've done on this track in these conditions, I did not touch any curves. Even going through the S's, which can be seen as somewhat safe, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Chibolko with an incident?
Not a high risk, high reward kind of guy.
Absolutely not. Oh,
No.
sending it over the curb. Oh. Almost went into the, I believe, F1 pit entry. I don't know who uses that set of pits. It's not GT.
And it's not F1 because F1 does not race here anymore, unfortunately.
Correct, Mundo. As we are watching Labello on O'Houlihan. O'Houlihan getting a poor exit out of that turn. Gonna open the door for Labello here. And O'Houlihan losing it, and Cheetah just spinning her around. Oh, he is on the racing line.
Oh.
Unfortunately, just backs it up off into the grass. Wasn't able to handle it through the turn. Didn't even hit the curb, to be honest. Maybe just the wet part of the track. He is losing positions rapidly. So those also might be blue flags.
Oh,
Unfortunate.
oh,
to
he
see.
knocked down the brake marker. No.
Oh, that's rude.
It was the 100 board, not the last one.
Okay,
but,
so it's not terrible, but it's still rude.
no, not terrible. Oh, who's that guy in chat who said leave a like if you don't port them out?
Oh man, it's almost like they have the same name as you. That's kind of insane.
That's so ironic.
No,
Uncanny.
If I see the day I see GT cars in Portimao is the day I don't think I race GT cars anymore. If we take GTs
24-hour Hankook series.
look, if we take GTs to Portimao here, I'm ramping off of every turn.
For those of you that absolutely should watch the European Le Mans series, just watching GTEs and LMPs take the corners, take the sweeping corners, and the high camber, just hairpins. It is disgusting to watch. If I'll be honest, it is mind-numbing. Ooh, with a spin for bat into the wall, tapping both the front end and almost the back end of the car.
Ooh, hate to see it, as most of the gaps have kind of grown out as we were watching Unda, who had a second gap but has gone wide and has lost it all. Leonardo has a hefty amount of damage to the front of his car following Bertrus. Maybe not so hefty, just little scrapes. But enough to probably mess up that arrow as he is falling close behind Bertrus here.
And just for a clarification on the pit stops, Ren Aoki is the only one who has not stopped yet, assuming he will stop now with only 35 seconds left of the
will
pit
have
window.
to, and he
As he does go in, yep. So everybody has pit, so...
I've taken that statistic away, and I will write a strongly worded email
Good,
about
yes,
why my
I back
pits
that.
aren't working.
Oh, no, Rosa actually goes off
Oh, no.
and all cuts
Once more?
across the track and almost takes out 2 people, including his teammate.
No. Durban Legacy having an instance as well.
Same with McGuinness.
Let's
It's kicking off.
Get a replay on Legacy in the main picture. Duncan Durbin coming up here to the turn that everyone had issues on, just taking that wet line. Looks like he actually takes it perfectly.
Oh, somebody getting bowled behind Robichard. Is that
Oh.
possibly?
Broke on the
Oh.
curb. He actually parked it in the middle of the track. Very hard to do. Luckily no one was around him, but he does get away from there cleanly. Durban Legacy MP17 right now. Nothing really going for him just yet. 10-second gap to Darren in front of him. It's going to be a rough race for Durbin.
Oh, no.
Rosa and the BMW having an incident.
Lorenzo
Lorenzo
also having an
Oh,
incident.
Oh,
Try to get a replay on Lorenzo as we watch the chaos happening in the picture-in-picture. Luckily, Rosa does wait for the person that she hit. Respectfully.
I can respect that.
Lorenzo just taking way too much curb in the S's. Able to save the car from hitting the wall, but spins it twice. Huge chunk of time lost for him. Actually brings Ken Miller to overtake him, and that's who he's fighting right now.
Now let me ask you this. Last week, Monza, Lucas wins by 30 plus seconds. This week, Lucas winning by 26 seconds. Is Lucas in the right division?
No. No, with all
That's
due
not our
respect.
decision, Bailey.
No, it is not. It is not, but I'd like to throw the idea out there.
I'd like to throw the idea as well as Steven Sarver is coming up here on Zach Sky. These two have kind of been following each other around a little bit, even if they aren't directly next to each other. As I saw yellows flash a little bit for Lucas.
Yeah, same with that
Ooh!
as well. And Meyer, what is going on?
Myers spun right in front of Sarver and Sky. Sky getting kind of the poopy end of that. Sarver's going to try to pull a switchback through. Cheetah does have the outside line here going into the final turn. Sky taking a more defensive line. Sarver going through, not able to do anything, so will slot behind here. Does open the door for Menzies to unlap himself. Doubt that he will do that, but he does seem faster than Sarver and Sky combined. So we'll see what he does.
Oh, and Burtis, yeah, Burtis is having an issue right now. Oh, and he
The
just
two
tail whips
Ferraris.
the wall.
He is
Oh.
not having a good day.
You know, these two Ferraris on this team are just having not the greatest time.
No.
No, they are not. As Lorenzo still trying to close his way up to Ken Miller.
All right.
Can outbreak him.
Houlihan?
Houlihan?
Houlihan and Rosa with another yellow flag. Not together, separate incidents, but. Now, chat, let's piss off the other commentators. More tracks we should see in ACC. Macau, thoughts?
I don't know that track, so I'll agree with you.
I will
Oh.
disagree. I'll play the counterpart.
Yeah, no. Oh god, Macau was awful. Macau is it's a street circuit in China, I believe.
Oh, yeah, then count me out.
Yeah. If you've ever watched Lawrence Vantor put his Audi on its roof due to an incident.
Oh,
He
wow.
just absolutely flipped the car and the race was red flagged, but yeah.
Obviously, we should see the street circuit of Monaco come to GT3s, right?
Oh god.
My
Have you seen the
God.
Porsche Cup cars absolutely eat the curbs through the chicane there?
I have
They
not.
full sent and got airtime, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
Kind of insane.
It is.
Not sure how you pass in GT cars since they can barely pass in F1 cars.
With the lack
But
of skill.
Lorenzo and Miller really close together now. Lorenzo just not able to find that exit that will get him that speed. But Miller is going to be taking the defensive line here through this long right-hander. Lorenzo just has to kind of thread in, not able to find a way around Miller. Does keep the gap relatively low. He can outbrake Miller with these Honda brakes. He's taking a lot of curb, which is messing up his exits here. Right on the back of Miller, not giving him any room, any breathing room, no space. He's actually going to run wide here just a little bit, but wide enough to kind of clip that curb. Not going to set him up for this turn, so he does have to slot right back in. Aoki does have a yellow around him. Not sure what's going on over there.
With an incident as well down in P27. Got that in the picture-in-picture. Oh, too much curb at Cheetah, just absolutely bouncing the car.
Cheetah claims
And a
another-
tiny scrape of the wall.
Cheetah claims another victim as Lorenzo again had another bad exit. Taking too much curb. He really needs to avoid these curbs, as now he is all over the back of Miller, as Miller had to avoid a blue flag. Made up all that time straight back, going through Cheetah. Not going to be able to gain anything here. He does still have a close gap. He can overtake down the stretch defensive line by Miller. Not going to give him the best of exits. Lorenzo using all the curb on the outside. Maybe not be the best move, but he does have a good jump on Miller, and he does have the slipstream as well. Gap closed down to 3/10. Can he make it any more? Looking for his nose to peek out. He does peek out right there. Is he able to outbreak Miller? He is side by side going through the turn. Miller not giving him any space whatsoever. Lorenzo trying to hold that inside, trying to hold the speed. Not going to look like he's going to be able to. Actually, he's going to go off-roading here, almost going back in the Miller, but he does spin the car straight into the wall, and that's going to be heavy damage for Lorenzo.
That's just an unfortunate ending to a great battle.
Yes, he was running good too. That was a P5, 4 P5 finish if he could hold it off there. So,
incident for Shackelford. See what happens here. Don't tell me it's Cheetah again.
Yeah, Lorenzo.
It's Cheetah again. Oh, a sick drift. Nice save. That was epic. Did you see that?
I did catch it out of the corner of my eye.
That was sick. All right, I'll give you that. That was pretty good.
Lorenzo not having the best of race. Spun it, I think, again. Just had to let people.
And the hazard lights are on.
Ryan Passage. One of your closer battles in the pack. Almost a second, 7/10 behind Ruzik. Coming here up to the front stretch. He will try to get all that slipstream, try to punch his way through to P2.
If I am not mistaken. Oh, I thought Contreras was a whole lap above everybody, but he's not. He's not.
Hold on,
balance, people.
I have a request. We need to show off Steph real quick for the people. Steph Dunton, P27 right now, does have a gap of about 30 seconds, but drastically dropping right now. This is something that happened with Sepulka. So she's just doing her own thing right now. Chilling, vibing. P27 gonna let Shepard right by. She was blue flagged for that.
Oh my goodness, and Butler.
Oh no, I was watching that too.
Get that in the picture. And picture is Eel and Santer coming around side by side. Almost side by side as well. Eel pulling a nasty dive to the inside, straddling the curb, able to hold it together. Santer is just going to keep this position though, as Lobello is trying to stay out of the way of this battle. This could get ugly.
Teleports back to the pits.
Oh, not Kyle.
It was an unfortunate rejoin and happened to clip. I already forgot.
Oh, Eel doing another mega dive on Santer, going extremely deep. Santer's going to be able to switch him back, hold the inside. Eel not able to hold it together. He is all kinds of wiggly, all out of shape. Santer still holding the inside. Eel putting too much speed, actually going off into the gravel. He's going to be able to keep it out of the wall, but gives that position up. Lobello, the blue flag, is just going to go straight on through Santer, mess him up, and this gives the position to Eel. What just happened?
I don't think this rain has let up at all.
No, it has not, but there has definitely been a few hands thrown in the air due to that incident.
And a couple of tickets created, I would assume.
They're in Legacy. Chris Burtis and Darren Robertron. All within a battle of their own here for P13. Like Durban Legacy finally getting his way back up to the top 15 spot after being knocked down pretty hard. Almost being knocked down again as he just touches the curb. He's actually going to try to go for the dive here on Burgess. Decides against it because his exit was not good enough. Check back on them as Unda and Green are now going into Cheetah. Not side by side, but this Merc does have the power to take Green. We'll have a good slipstream down the front stretch as well. But Unda not the best of exits, so Ryan Passers and Ruzik is now your next closest battle. They should just be following each other through. We will check back on them as well as Durban Legacy needs to kind of get a move on as Burtress is off. Cheetah claims another victim.
And he spin. Oh, God.
We've got a triple yellow flag. Oh, no.
It spins into Leonardo just had no time to break. In the picture-in-picture, tapping with the Audi, side slap, and then bam, right into the back. Oh my goodness.
And I will tell you, the front end of Leonardo Franca's BMW does not look tasty.
No.
Neither does the back end of Burtis's car.
Connor with possibly a solo moment. Let's see here.
You only have 14 minutes left, so he could technically last that race, but he's not going to be gaining any time or positions. Lorenzo behind Sarver. Lorenzo very aggressive, trying to make up whatever places he can get as he's in P9. Lorenzo holding that inside, trying to get the run on Sarver. Not going to be able to do so, so we'll just have to slot right back in here.
Oh, Burtis just spins once more. Oh, let's go on board real quick.
That back end is messed
In car
up.
now with Franca. Let's just see how close this pass was. Burtis spins out just in front. You could not put a ream of paper between those two cars. Oh my goodness.
We're on board. Lorenzo and Sarver coming down to the front stretch here. Just get a look of the spray on the hood. Probably even worse within the cockpit itself. That's terrible. Lorenzo poking his nose out here. See if he can outbrake Sarver. Looks like he is able to. Gonna hold the inside, and that is a car spun on the inside as
It is
well.
Kimball
Zach
and
Sky.
Zach Sky as well, yeah.
What happened to them? Yeah,
Franca with an
replay.
accident. Oh, too much speed in the left-hander.
Zach Sky and Kimball. Kimball missing his braking point, going down on the inside, just taps Zach Sky. That is not what you want to do if you are a blue flag. Zach Sky forced to give up both of the positions, so some more hands raised for that.
This is
Now,
a
I do
real
want to.
hand-raising.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
This is a real hand-raising race. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. But I do want to say Ken Miller in the silver division, riding P4. The next closest silver driver is Burtis down in P18.
Oh, nice work.
So it's looking for big points for Miller if he can bring this home.
Will be huge as he does still already lead the silver as we're watching Ryan passes and Ruzic almost going side by side here. I think they are actually going to be able to go side by side here through the long right hander passage. Not going to be able to do it, so he will just slot right back in and hold that inside. Look for something a little bit later on. He does still have 11.5 minutes left. Get this P2. Don't think there's going to be any kind of fight for P1 as he is 28 seconds ahead.
Yes, but blue flags might take Quinceris out. Oh my goodness. Gentlemen, you know you have to give up the position, correct? Tripolka with another incident.
No,
it was like just an off track.
So I originally thought that this multi-class passage almost going to the back of Ruzic there. Able to get out of the way, but I originally thought that the multi-class mayhem race was just mayhem due to the fact that we just had GT4s and everything. It seems like it's just the track now.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And the multi-class race wasn't even wet.
McGinnis still in the pits. Oh, and the Lamborghini with a problem.
Yeah, EL goes off.
Been having issues all day. Looks like he just lost control of that one.
This might be a sign, folks, that maybe
Oh, and Zach
just
Sky
Lamborghini-
spins. Zach Sky spins again.
Got that in the picture.
Yep, we are on board with Ryan Passage and Ruzic battling for P2 here.
Oh,
Nothing really
yes.
coming from both of them, but that's heavy damage.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. You're on the racing line. Oh goodness.
So
Okay,
is
you're good
Zach.
now.
Next guy, I can confidently say, has gotten the unlucky part of this race, despite being not the biggest loser. Passage on Ruzic side by side into the long left-hander. Ruzic not going to fight this one. We'll just hold that line and slot right back in behind Passage. Good overtaking move by Passage to get past Ruzic. He was behind him for probably about 45 minutes of this race, or 30 minutes. We have just under 10 minutes now as Ruzic has gone really wide there, almost losing the car, is able to hold it together, opens the door for Ryan Passage to just run away with this one. Have anything going on around the track? Oh, I know. I have more information on fastest lap. Lucas, 50.2.
That's minor. Easy.
Put that in perspective.
Oh, when we know
No one else has a 50 time, and no one else has a 51 time that dips within a second of his time, except for Josh Butler.
Taylor, I'm going to correct you. There is a couple.
Nope. I'm correct.
Lorenzo has a 50.8.
Nope.
Butler has a 51.0. So that's 8/10. And that is it.
Speculation.
I see Lorenzo has a 51.5.
Oh, Houlihan with another accident. Possibly just another off track, but. Oh no, yeah. Just too much speed through a corner.
Just want to hop on board with Lucas, see what he's doing. He's just getting a nice view of Kimball going off track, off-roading himself. I will not be surprised if we pull Lucas back into this chat and he says, yeah, it was kind of boring today.
Yeah.
And for that, I will strangle him. I mean, I will hug him dearly.
Oh, wow. Nice catch. That was a close one.
Well, it's almost got us fired.
Yeah.
Closest battle on track right now, Milo Green, Kevin Unda, 2nd and 3/10. So all of these battles are stretching thin. Probably need to close back up real quick as we have just over 7 minutes left in this race. Probably about another 3 or 4 laps to go. Or on the 4 side. So, who's been standing out to you two? Start with Bailey.
Well, besides the obvious.
I know. Well, look, he's getting an interview either way for winning. So who's like the person you put on a pedestal that we were like, man, maybe we should probably talk to this person?
So, as of right now, just looking back, Steven Sarver actually started. Actually had a quali ban, so he didn't get to even qualify, and he started from the pit road. P8 right now, up 20 positions. And then just ahead of him up the road on P6, Rene Elke, who is also up 15 positions. So those two have made a great drive for this track, just surviving the chaos.
Server was able to survive the chaos due to starting from the pits in general. So.
Yep. And Durbin actually in P12 is up 18 spots as well. Even though he has had some trouble, he's still making up some good time and some good positions for a comeback drive. So he was another one of those that started with a quali ban and a back of the grid start. So pretty good drive from him as well.
He definitely had some damage as well at some point throughout this race. Got it repaired. Aiden, who is your star driver of the night?
I gotta go for the opposite end of the spectrum. I gotta say, I want to talk to Bat because I want to know, was it a setup issue? Is it just I want to know how this Ferrari has taken so many hits on the wall and yet they're still surviving? Question mark. And Connor with an off track.
Yeah, Cheetah has cleaned another victim. Catching in picture.
Take a shot every time it cleans a victim, but we just have alcohol poisoning. Oh, Menzies and Sarver.
I just saw that. I think I jinxed Steven Sarver.
Oh no. You know, we did this last time. We helped him. We called him out. We were like, wow, he made up a lot of positions. He's doing so good.
Oh, Menzies was in the back end in P22, and then P8 just not having any time to react and just taps the rear left.
You know, whenever I see Menzies' car, I do have a sliver of hope that it is Lucas's car. But I get denied every single time.
Sliver of hope with an incident. Whoa, Shade. Hello. Nobody else
He's
here.
too fast. He's too fast. He's too fast. He's been there. He's able to just blow past Chad Santer with the damage that he has. He will absolutely go away. As Rodericks and Robert Chard are your closest battle here on track. We are keeping an eye out for everyone else. Steven Sarver, our position game leader, I believe.
Or the big winner.
If I'm not
Close as yours.
mistaken. Actually, I see Durban Legacy gaining. Nope, I'm wrong. Steven Sarver,
this.
31 positions. Durban Legacy, 28.
Oh, Harrison Patch with an incident. Oh, looks like they may have just spun together and held hands, but I don't know.
Oh, not Patch. That's our boy.
Oh,
Oh, that's collision.
oh. Patch just possibly trying to close the door, but a little bit too late.
We're gonna have to put
Oh.
Patch in the Ghost Rider Racing boot camp, Bailey.
Yeah, he's gonna need some hard training. It sounds like.
We'll call on the likes of Pastor. He seems to like doing that.
Yes.
Or for
Kyle Miller.
everyone else in knowing Kyle Miller.
Expose him.
As we are all a GRL desk here, we can make these jokes.
Just nobody else will get them.
Mhm.
But it's all fun and games.
3 minutes left in the race. Lucas still holding the gap to about 26, 27 seconds. Insane. He could literally lift off the gas for about 3 corners and still be okay.
Yep.
Even probably a drive-through.
Oh, yeah.
Lucas, if you're
that's a good
listening.
Stop. Lucas,
Yeah.
just drive through the pits, dude. Shepard approaching Zach Sky. Zach Sky has been the unlucky candidate tonight for a lot of.
Oh, and Sarver yellow flag.
Oh no!
Sarver's off.
no.
Picture in
Got it.
picture shall grab that. As we're still on board with
Sarver.
Shepard.
Sarver losing 2 positions. Just due to off track. Oh, dirtied the tires, slammed the brakes, and tapped the passenger side on the wall.
Not what you want to see. And we also saw Shepard overtaking Zach Sky. Sky running wide into that wet as the line has dried up a pretty decent amount. So any kind of alteration to that wet line is definitely throwing cars out to the wider side.
Now I want to know, how are the tire pressures doing? Because the air is hot and there's rain.
I was about
We
to
will
say,
ask
I
these
was about to
guys.
say,
Don't you worry.
Yeah, I was about to say Shackelfold was closing the gap on Sarver. And Rios was about to say that after you. He did a Tokyo drift around Cheetah.
Once more.
Once more. Held it together. Held the time together too. So, and if you hear that in the background, leader has started the final lap. The leader will go around twice. The likes of Shackelfold and Sarver will have to go around twice more. So, more racing for them. Less racing for Lucas here. We have a minute left now. That was probably about good timing. We will check in with Lucas. He finishes his lap on board with Shackelfold. Seeing if he can close that gap. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Brandon Batt is approaching Steph Dutton. He has not been doing the best lately. Batt probably itching to get by here. They will have 2 more laps, I believe, as well. This one and then the next one. Well, is Kimball right behind them, right behind O'Houlihan, on 2 different sides of the track right now.
Now, I'm going to throw this out there. The top, I believe it is the top 11 are the only ones on the lead lap.
Correct. So
Yeah.
Durban Legacy is the cutoff.
It is, which is absolutely unreal.
Though I can kind of believe it with the incident, some might call it, at the beginning of the race.
We'll definitely be hearing more of that as we're on board with
Well,
Lucas.
Bat and Dutton going side by side, and Bat makes a move. Nose sticking ahead and makes a clean pass
While that's
going
happening.
into turn 1.
While that's
Dutton
happening,
trying to look
Lucas
at the map.
is just crossing the line, take home his, I believe, 3rd victory in a row, 2nd dominant victory in a row, at least.
GG, Lucas.
GG as well. We'll be seeing you in a little bit. Ryan Passage, 26 seconds behind him. defending that championship lead from Lucas himself. So Lucas will have to try to catch up once more. P2 for Ryan Passage. Ruzic coming up right behind them. There doesn't seem to be any close last lap battles, so we just stick with the leaders here. Ruzic comes through. Ken Miller, your silver winner.
Way to go, Ken.
As long as he doesn't absolutely abolish the car here on this last turn.
Yes, McGinnis, I believe we got it.
And Simbolka
That was close.
almost ruining his race.
Oh, and Ken Miller actually finishes P3. Oh, just kidding. Something
P4.
happened. Something happened. My
Drivers
bad.
are leaving.
Yep, that's
So
my apologies.
that will update for you. Josh Butler finishing P5. Ren Aoki coming down to the final turn right behind Santos. Finish on the lead lap as well. The yellow smoke coming through the last turn as well as red. Kind of blinding. Aoki takes P16 right behind him. Lorenzo, good race by him. Hard fought battle. Try to get his way up. The Steven Sarver and Milo Green swap positions. We do have some kind of last lap battle. Cheetah almost taking out Sarver.
Oh,
Nothing happening from it. No, I don't think anyone's going to be able to get the jump here unless they get an extremely good exit.
Oh,
Sarver,
Green with the spin of the penultimate, the final corner. Oh no.
hate to see it. Unda finishes P8, Sarver P9, Shackleful P10. Milo needs to collect this car before... he's the last one on lead lap. He's the last one to finish. So he will take P11. Sad that he could have had more there. He will put it into the wall for us. Thank you, Green. Donuts for you. We will go back to our commentator's desk. What a race.
What a race indeed.
I have finished my entire bottle of water from talking too much.
Oh, you were drinking water.
I may have had something beforehand.
I don't believe you, but
Oh, okay.
I do believe you, actually. I know you did.
But, and out that race, your winner of gold will be Lucas. Your winner of silver will be Ken Miller. See if we can pull Lucas up for his interview, because I know he already knows that
I bet he's itching to get up here to talk to somebody.
Yeah. Lucas, welcome back again once more.
Thank you.
Another dominating victory, won again by almost 30 seconds. How was it?
It was entertaining to say the least, because of the back markers, but other than that, it's okay.
We did check in on you at one point, and we saw Kimball going off-roading on your right as you were trying to go through the S's.
Yep.
Is that distracting at all from the race? Do you just kind of like back off a little bit when you see this, or?
Whenever I see back markers, I just back off. Like my mind isn't let me grow the gap to second. My mind is please don't hit me.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And Ryan Passage finishes P2, so no kind of position gained on the leaderboard, at least in terms of driver standings for the win. But you do still move up from P7 to up into the battle for P2, at least.
Is it updated? I haven't looked.
I don't think it's updated
sure.
yet. That's just, we took a look at mid qualifying race.
Well, thanks, boys. For everyone listening, hashtag LucasD2. Hashtag LucasD2.
Oh, who is this guy?
We will let you go on your way, pop the champagne, have fun again. Maybe your last race in D4 cough. No, just kidding.
It's not gonna happen. I'm
Lucas,
just
just to let you know, you are P2 right now, 112 points behind.
112 points.
102, sorry, my math is way off.
102? Okay, so that's Hungaroring next week.
Yep.
Ooh.
Maybe if you get another Grand Slam there with the quali or P1 quali race win and a fastest lap.
The good news is that Hungaroring's actually one of the few tracks this season that I've raced before. So.
Oh boy.
Hang on.
Yep.
Do you have no experience at Kyalami?
No.
Get out.
No. I drove it for the first time on Friday.
Wow.
Oh,
Last
really? I
Friday.
haven't touched it yet, ever. So
Your race is
All
not-
right, moving on to our next driver. Thank you
All right.
so much,
Oh,
Lucas.
God.
We'll be seeing you
Thank you so
around.
much.
Oh,
have a good
God,
one,
Lucas.
Lucas. Take care, Lucas.
Bye.
Let's see if we can get Ken Miller.
You know, he's a great guy, but he's a little too fast, and he's
he's
a little
great.
too fast for my division as well. He
He's
needs
very speedy. He needs to go to D1.
to, yeah, get it.
Let's pull Ken Miller up. Ken Miller,
Yes.
silver win for you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling actually very surprised.
It was a absolutely stonking lap in terms of silver pace. I know the gold drivers came out and kind of blew it out of the water, but you were able to finish it off with a P4 finish, so a ton of points for you. How does that kind of sit with you in terms of your driver's standing position?
Again, I don't think I'm fast, but I'm just very consistent. This is kind of the race that I always been looking for. Is from the lap 1 to the end, I did not have any spun. I don't have any incident. That I just keep going, and I think it finally pays off.
Keep the car
Yeah,
alive and you
absolutely.
finish well. We all had one question here. You were kind of tied up in more battles, defending, depending on where you're at on track. How was the tires in the track? Because a lot of the time we constantly saw the rain coming down. Wasn't really a change. And we were just thinking, are those tires even getting up the temp, or are they just going too far over right now?
They're actually perfect for me. I have the constant pressure that I've been looking for, 30 psi, and the temperature is about constant 50 degrees, basically within green. The medium rain definitely helped, unlike the last time, the last year.
Really?
Well, not last year, but we all remember what happened in the last D3 wet race is bone dry. But I think the consistent rain is awesome.
Well,
I can see how they had an advantage. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we will
it's-
let you get back to celebrating and partying as we have to go talk to one other person. But it doesn't take the light away from you. Still holding your silver division win right now.
Thank you very
Miller.
much. It finally, the win finally came. I was trying to go for the division win at least once, but we will see later on.
Hey,
In the
anything can
season.
happen.
You're on track for it, so keep it up. Keep working. Hope to see you back again.
Thank you very much.
What a guy.
what a great guy.
What a great guy.
Legend.
Did we try to get Sarver now? He dodged us last week.
He
I'd say
may
we get him. He owes us.
He was us. Stephen Sarver, sorry. He's gone. He ghosted us again.
Yep.
Let's go.
It's because you said his name wrong.
Well, guess he's not coming back.
He doesn't like us.
Mr.
That's okay.
Sarver, please.
I can always pull up Durban Legacy if we want.
Oh, Stephen Sarver.
Stephen Sarver?
Steven, what's up?
Steven?
Hey guys, how's it going?
How was your race? Top position gainer. About I think I counted 31, maybe a little under.
Yeah, I should have been 40th to 9th if my math was right too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I just wanna-
Yeah, the pit lane start was definitely not fun, especially when you come into turn 1 and see 20 cars piled up.
Yeah.
Some cars didn't even make it to turn 1, to be honest with you.
Yes.
From
I
what I
know,
was
yeah, they
watching.
were at like the 300 meter board. There was cars like crashed.
Yep.
At
So-
first, I
Hopefully you
thought
guys
I
saw
just
it.
had massive desync, and I was like, nope, that's a crash. That is a crash.
No, it was something. After making it through that, though, it was pretty easy. I was just slowly picking off guys one by one.
And I'm sure that was a great feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I did it last week at Monza.
Yep,
Running
I
through
do
the
remember
field.
that.
So, maybe I just start with the back every week and just chalk up top tens that way.
If only we were keeping track of most overtakes through the season.
Well,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I think either way, right now it would be Sarver with the back-to-back plus 30 overtakes. I'm pretty sure
I'm sure he's
Yeah,
sitting at
something like
close to
that.
90. at
it's
this rate.
sitting up there.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good race.
So, congrats to you. Hopefully, you don't have to go through so much fighting again next week, but we will see you back at Hungara.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Increase your
We'll
championship.
start from the
lead.
front. Yeah, we're gonna start from the front next week and try to win it.
Exactly.
Yes,
If I don't
that's what
see
we
you on
want to hear.
pole, I don't want it.
Sounds good.
We will see
We need
you.
somebody other
there.
than Lucas.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll try.
We'll see you there. Have a good night, Sarver.
All right, see y'all later.
See ya.
He finally didn't ghost us. Well, he ghosted us once and came back. But...
He gave us a third try.
How was that race for y'all? Because I was just constantly blabbing.
Yep,
Babbling.
we're English. Yep.
Yeah, English.
I would tell you that race went by extremely fast.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys had the same feeling, but I felt like that hour felt like it wasn't an hour.
Well, I looked down at my clock at one point. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's already like 10:45 EST." And like, "Oh my god, wait, how much time? There's only like 10 minutes left. What is happening?"
I looked at the 40-minute clock, and then all of a sudden there was 3 minutes left. So,
Aiden, how about for yourself?
Well, I haven't eaten since about noon today, so
Oh.
I'm absolutely starving, and I was like, "Oh man, we're already 30 minutes in. Okay, sweet." But it was an absolutely good race to watch. A lot of carnage. Stewards are gonna have an absolute field day. I can't wait for the non-stop pings, which are going to be just. Thankfully, I have my Discord notifications muted, but it's going to be non-stop pings throughout the night. Just tickets rolling in by the bunches. So, and of course, we absolutely encourage you to pull tickets here at SRA. But it's going to be interesting. This is not me at all discouraging people from taking tickets, but please, if there's an incident, write it down. But
you're gonna get about 15 off that lap one, so have fun.
Oh, absolutely.
With that.
You want me to do the outro?
No, I got this. And if you're looking to have fun in this league, want to join, like what you see, want to do what we do, cast, commentate, or just drive, you can join us at simracingalliance.com. You can click on the register for the championship, join the Discord, get all in here. We are a nice growing community. We all like to talk about our races, don't like to call anyone out. Big fun community, but the rains have been blessed down in Africa.
I hate you. I absolutely hate you.
We will pull away now. Signing off is Taylor, Bailey, and Aiden. Have a good night, everyone.
Ciao.
See you in Hungary.